Hello and welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. What between work and the weather, I've hardly been able to get out fishing. Weather's just been shocking and work's just come on top. So got to make hay while the sun shines. Yeah, today we're going to be looking at making some of these. Now this is a shop bought one. It came with just a split ring at the top. I've added some assist hooks onto it. Just for a better take up. Yeah, that's a shop bought one. 250 grams, I think it is. 300 grams. Yeah, they're about £6.50, £7-ish for those. And on the northeast, you lose them for fun. I'll just put it down here. Yeah, you lose them for fun on the wrecks and on the reefs and in the gullies, because there's just drift ghost netting and all sorts stuck on the wrecks. So yeah, we've got the homemade version. Looks very, very similar. Assist hooks at the top, hooks at the bottom, a bit of white reflective tape and some blue reflective tape. Yeah, so to make these, we're going to need length of 15mm, chrome plated copper pipe. And some people say, oh, copper's soft, this, that, and other, so on and so forth. That chrome plated stuff is not soft. And don't worry, you'll have probably lost it in a wreck or something like that before the ring ever pulls through the hole that's drilled in the top of the copper. I'll show you in a bit. Fire up the stove. Doesn't have to be anything special. This one's from back in the 70s, 80s. Pan, it's already got a bit of lead in it. Just pop it on that. It does take about 5 or 10 minutes for it to melt. I try not to put too much in at once. Yeah, we'll just leave that on there to do its thing. Right, we'll have a look at the next stage. So, if you can see, cut it on like a 45-degree angle, slash cut. We're going to make this one about yay big. So, we'll put it in the vise. Don't want to be too tight, you don't want to crush it before you've even started. Same at the bottom end, just on a 45. So that's basically what you end up with. Give it a clean up on the inside. Yeah, these are great in the northeast. It's your weight, it's your lure, it's everything in one. And they are lethal where the cod and the pollock are concerned. I have been out on the boat. If you watch back a few videos, I did change boats. I used to have a Spectrum 480p. Great boat. I swapped it for an Arvar 210 with an inboard because it was aggravating a reoccurring injury. Was a smaller boat. So yeah, we've now got this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 10mm socket with the extender on. The extender blocks the hole, and we're going to use this as a bung in the end, so that when we pour molten lead in there, it doesn't come out of this end. So in the vise, on a 45, There's no rush with any of this. Take your time. This should go without saying. This is molten metal. It is hot. If you get it on your skin, it is going to burn. It is going to scar, and it will probably scar you for life. Be careful. If any younger viewers out there are thinking of having a go at this, get your folks involved. Mum, dad, granddad, a responsible adult. So you can see this is the stuff that comes to the surface. It's just like oxidized lead. Just tapping it out onto the concrete there. You don't want that going down the pipe because it has a tendency to block it. Let's get that last bit off. Just going to leave that there for a minute. Right, I can't emphasize this enough. Gloves on, goggles on. Take your time when you're pouring this in. You've got longer than you think. Take your time. I like to rest the pan on the edge. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. Voila. Put the pan on the concrete floor. Turn the stove off, let it cool down. Right, you are going to have to leave this for about half an hour to cool down. Do not touch it for at least a half an hour. I know I've said this is not an instructional, and it's not an instructional video. This is just what I found.
A few moments later.
It has now been about a half an hour. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole there and a hole there. Yeah, so we've drilled a couple of holes in this now. One there, one there. I use like a 4mm drill bit and use whatever size you want. I'm just going to give them a quick file up. Now you can get these kits and they come with stainless steel split rings in them, but my hands are no good for stuff that small. You can see there, they're just an absolute bear. So I won't torture you with me struggling to get these on there. Yeah, so that's the holes drilled. Stainless steel split ring. I've made this one with slightly smaller hooks to some of the other ones, because as the saying goes, you can catch big fish on small hooks, but you can't catch small fish on big hooks. So yeah, I put the small split ring on there. That's got one of those fast link clips on. I've put bigger split rings on the other ones, like I say, but this is just for demonstration purposes only. Yeah, so just hook your link swivel into there, and over the side and into the depths she goes. Now I've put on mine some of this reflective tape. The blue seems to be really effective. I've done some weights and measures. So yeah, you get an 200mm 8-inch, weighs about 335 grams or 12 ounces. A 6-inch one, like so, which is 150mm, weighs 260 grams or 9 ounces. And a 5-inch one, like so, 125mm, weighs 200 grams, 7 ounces. Now, that's a lot of weight for something that small. Yeah, that's just my take on a bit of homemade tackle. Yeah, those ones there, like I said, they cost about £1.50, £1.75 each to make. And if you lost 3 or 4 of them during the day, you know, fishing, as long as you're catching, you're not going to be crying into your cornflakes. So yeah, hopefully, if the easterlies stop blowing and I get a bit more time off work, I should be back out on the boat. Catch you later, folks.